Yo, what is good, guys? Dr. Senpai here, and I'm not going to do a very big introduction, but this is basically the start of my Naruto discussion series, as I'll be discussing various shit about Naruto, because Dragon Ball and Naruto are my favorite anime. Anywho, we're going to kick off our first installment of this series, as I'm going to list off, in my opinion, the least to greatest Hokage in the Naruto series. Let's go. Alright, starting off, we're going to have here Kakashi Hatake, or the 6th Hokage. Now, the reason why he is so low on my list is, well, don't get me wrong, I love Kakashi because, he's the shit, like, seriously. Like, I'm just saying, I've always liked Kakashi. I mean, holy shit. The shit he's been through and the shit he's done is just amazing. But as a Hokage, here's what I kind of have to say about this. He's had probably some of the least screen time as a Hokage, I'd say, than most of the Hokages on this list. Only because, well, we only seen him in a few, like, filler final episodes of Naruto Shippuden, which, you can skip entirely except maybe, the wedding of Naruto and Hinata and something like that. But oh, and the last movie, which the last movie's pretty good. I actually fucking like the last. I'd say you don't even need to watch those filler episodes at the end. Just watch the last and you'll be fine. But I don't know. I mean, as a Hokage himself, he was pretty fucking strong. I mean, running around with one Sharingan most of his adult life, being known as a copycat ninja, where he knew pretty much he can copy anybody's techniques. And I think there's an official number, but he's copied over like several hundred jutsus in his lifetime. He was part of the Anbu. He became a Jonin when he was just a kid and everything. So he's very impressive. He's no joke. He's no pushover. I'm not saying he's the weakest, not because on this list I'm not listing the weakest Hokage, because really most of them are pretty fucking powerful. Let's just be honest. And I don't think any of them is really the weakest. But Kakashi, he deserves be on this low of the list, I guess, only because, well, I don't think we really saw much. He didn't really want to be called Hokage. It's almost like he didn't really want the job that much when he was Hokage, but he just kind of accepted it. So that's why he's just kind of low on the list. Oh, and he got a pretty big power wise. I'm gonna list. This is just kind of like my personal opinion. What kind of bumps him down to this really good is that his power it probably did really decrease after he lost both his Sharingan, because I know at the end of the series he finally got both Sharingan from Obito, and he used his full Susanoo and everything, but then after that he lost that, so I'm sure that was a big power decrease. So he's not as strong as he once used to, unless he somehow carried over all those techniques that he learned with using the Sharingan. But anywho, moving on to the next part of his list with, I don't know, I think I'm going to get some hate for this one, but Tobirama Senju, the 2nd Hokage. I'm going to say it right now, I fucking hate the 2nd Hokage. I don't know what it is. Every time I saw him was, first of all, there's no image or picture of him officially wearing the Hokage garb like every Hokage wears, and not even the hat or anything, which is, I'd say in itself is pretty fucking disgraceful as Hokage. I mean, he took it after his brother died. Fucking his brother died, the god of Shinobi and everything, and he just did so much really dumb shit. For example, at his dying bed, Hoshirama, his brother, the 1st Hokage, said, don't mistreat the Uchiha. What did he do? He fucking made them live in the Leaf Village, but, he made them pretty much segregated from the rest of the Leaf Village. I mean, let's just be honest here. He hates the Uchiha, which, is kind of somewhat, reasonable, because, during the first Ninja War, a lot of his brothers, because it was set up that there was a lot of Senju brothers who were killed by Uchiha, that probably affected him a lot, but still, it's like, come on, man, that was your dying brother's wish. Are you going to be that much of a dick? I don't know, every time I saw him, it always looked like he had a stick up his ass or something like that. I mean, I swear to God. all the time. That's just what it looked like. He's always like looking like a dick all the time. Like, oh, look at me, I'm the second Hokage. Look how powerful I am. I created every jutsu, and that's another thing too. I don't give a shit if you create almost every single jutsu that's been used in Naruto. I mean, seriously, it just kind of ruins the fun where it's like, oh, cool, I discovered a Shadow Clone jutsu back in the first Naruto Part 1, where when he was a kid, he discovered Shadow Clone jutsu, and he's like, pathetic. I created that because I'm the second Hokage, and he created the flying Raijin and everything. Who else did he create? Oh yeah, he created the reanimation jutsu, which really, I don't know, it seems that big. I think they like overpowered him too much. But there's one thing I can't say. He was a pretty powerful Hokage. I mean, like I said, all these Hokage are pretty powerful. So because of that, he had a pretty big significant role throughout the series where he pretty much created everyone's jutsu. So that's why he's second place on the list. And the fact that we do get to see that historical reference, though Kakashi wasn't. Meanwhile, the reason why Kakashi is still low on this list is because he didn't have all that history to him. I mean, he just kind of seemed like a meh Hokage. But next, we are going to get into our next Hokage, who is the next greatest, which is Tsunade. Tsunade Senju. I don't know. Is that her last name? Yeah, I think it's her last name. Tsunade. I think Senju's still her last name. Yeah. I know she's the granddaughter of Hoshirama and all, but I don't know if they've explicitly said her last name is Senju. But anywho, we're going to get into it. So, Tsunade. Tsunade, first of all, thick ass titties. She's a thick, okay? Everyone who's ever seen Naruto agrees that like you'd smash Tsunade. Let's be honest here. Just saying. I mean, damn. But that's not the reason why she's on the list. The reason why she's on this list is because, I don't know, I've always thought it was pretty important that she was like the first female Hokage. I'd say, not like the first female Hokage. I'm sure there was like another female Hokage before her, but she was the first female Hokage. And who knows, maybe she may be the last female Hokage, but I'd say because I think she deserves enough of the historicness to her character throughout the series, because she was Hokage for practically the majority of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. I mean, of course, we had Hiruzen, or third Hokage, as the Hokage in the beginning of the series, but besides that, she was there for a pretty damn long time, and I'd say that she deserves that. And she taught Sakura how to be useful. I mean, she's still flat as a board, Sakura, but still, she didn't teach that what she did, the plastic surgery no jutsu and shit like that. But it's just, I don't know. Besides, she was like really strong too, because Senju have that strong trait to them. I don't know if it's the Gekkei Genkai or something like that, but she has that seal that makes her look young and everything. But it doesn't just make her look young. She also is extremely strong. She can like break fucking houses down, buildings down, the floor, not the floor, the ground and everything. She can like just make tidal waves and shit. Like even Jiraiya, who was like the Toad Sage himself, said the first time he's almost died was when he was peeking on fucking Tsunade, which makes sense. And she beat his ass like a Cherokee drum and shit. That was fucking hilarious. Almost to death, which tells you you don't want to mess with Tsunade. Besides, I've always found it funny every time she gets pissed off. She does some really funny shit, launching someone in the air and everything. I don't know. I always thought that was kind of funny. And well, the reason why she's like the third lowest on this list is because, well, I don't know. I don't know. She didn't like do a lot more. She didn't walk around the village or like say hi to the Genin kids or anything like that. I don't know. It just didn't seem like she was real involved with the village, which is what a Hokage is supposed to do, in my opinion. He's supposed to be like, they're supposed to be like, hey, how's it going, kid? Hey, how's it going? I mean, that's probably happened before. I mean, how would I know? I didn't really watch the filler or anything, but it didn't seem like she was very around much to say hi everybody and everything like that. So I don't know, that's why she's kind of low on the list. And I don't know. I don't know. I think sometimes during the series they trying to make her seem weaker than she was, even though she was the third legendary Sannin and everything, which is a big ass honor and all. But anyway, moving on to our next member on the list. I gotta remember. Damn it. Oh yeah. Now I'm definitely gonna probably get hate on this part, but in our fourth place is going to be Boruto's dad. Boruto's dad as the seventh Hokage. I'm just kidding, guys. It's Naruto Uzumaki, if you couldn't guess that. Yes, Naruto Uzumaki is fourth on my list. And the reason why he's fourth on my list is because, well, let me put it this way. During the series Boruto's dad Shippuden, we followed him as he's always wanted to become Hokage and everything. And, that was really great. And it's like, back then, before Boruto Next Generation came out, we always wondered, man, what would Naruto be like as a Hokage and everything if he actually did become that. And then he did, and he really doesn't do much. I just think he's like, kind of one of the lackluster Hokage we've ever seen so far. It's like he works so hard to become a Hokage, but it seems like he almost hates the job, because every time I see him in the Boruto anime especially, he's just kind of like, he's always tired all the time. He never visits his family, which is kind of bullshit, I say, of how they wrote him as a Hokage. I don't know. It's almost like he should send a shadow clone to the house almost every day to check in on his family, because I think him and the shadow clones are like connected, so they know what's going on with each other, especially. And it's just, I'd say if with his family, that's why Boruto. So I don't blame Boruto when he's pissed off in the anime series of Boruto Next Generations, because I just find that kind of bullshit. Naruto didn't grow up with a family practically his whole life, and then he just kind of neglects his family, like, whatever, I'm gonna go be Hokage now. But one good thing I could say is that he does. There has been times where he does go around and help out with the village, especially in the Boruto movie. You get to see him helping people out on the streets, or he's doing chores for people with the shadow clones, and that's good and all, but it's like, but what about your fucking family? That's just kind of annoying. Otherwise, Naruto's the strongest Jinchuriki, and probably the strongest shinobi in the whole Naruto universe as we speak, because damn, his power is just wow. I mean, he can control the strongest Jinchuriki, the Nine Tails. So that tells you one thing. And he has a Sage of Six Paths mode that Sasuke didn't have and everything. And Naruto is a beast by himself when he fights. You don't want to fuck with him, especially because damn, I don't know. He's a really hard battle to beat, I guess. So I'm really curious. I hope they just give him more character building, as he's now the dream job he's always wanted. So that's just kind of what I'm saying. That's why he's fourth place. Moving on to third place, Minato Namikaze, or Naruto's dad. The reason why he's third place is because, well, think of it this way. I really like Minato. He's fucking pretty cool. He was, when he was a kid, he was always just kind of, quiet, because I've seen a few filler episodes when he was a kid and he met Kushina Uzumaki, who was Naruto's mother and everything. And he was kind of a quiet kid and everything, but he had a dream of becoming Hokage, and he did it too. And it's just his built around the series. He had a bigger significant role as like a mystery for pretty much most of Naruto Part 1, where he was kind of like he was like the mystery, like, ooh, the fourth Hokage, the hero of the Leaf Village, who saved the Leaf Village from being destroyed by beating the Nine-Tailed Fox, which is no easy task. And we even got to see how much he would do to protect his village, which kind of shows that Minato is a really good-hearted guy. You can rely on him on everything. He literally protect the village to his death, and even Kushina kind of deserves a spot in here almost, because she helped try to stop the Nine Tails, and he was just great. He even created one of the most iconic jutsus or anything in anime history, which is the Rasengan, because the Rasengan It was pretty big, and that was like the Naruto's thing. He always uses the Rasengan in every single Naruto movie, where he kills the bad guy at the end. Rasengan! And everything. And, that's what he created. That's something Tobirama didn't create. In fact, speaking of Tobirama, when Tobirama created the Flying Raijin, he was surprised when he met him in reincarnated state, because obviously Minato died fighting the nine-tailed fox. And, he used the Flying Raijin, and he even made it better. He even modified it, making him the fastest shinobi alive. And I think he still is the fastest shinobi, apparently, according to the records, where, he beat the Raikage A and everything, because apparently he was supposed to be pretty fast, and even he beat him. So, that he made the Flying Raijin his baby, pretty much, before Naruto was made. And it's just, he's also powerful because he shared at least the other half of Kurama, or the nine-tailed fox, in his own body, where he could also do the QB chakra mode like Naruto can. And he didn't have the 6 pass power, but he does have Sage mode, even though we barely kind of seen it. Yeah, that's what I said. But he was, he had a pretty big impact, because he was Naruto's father all this time, and Naruto was always wondering who his parents were and why. And I remember when he first met his father, that was really emotional. That was probably one of my favorite moments from Naruto, when he first met his father, and his father was telling him about all the good he did for his village, and pretty much encouraged Naruto to continue on. And through the rest of Naruto Shippuden, he was a big influence of how Naruto would fix the world and how he wanted to go save Sasuke. So I thought that was very, he was pretty inspiring. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, that's pretty much Minato. And for our second place, we're going to go to Hiruzen Sarutobi. Oh man, the second Hokage. Oh man. I may be in the minority of this, but I am a big Hiruzen Sarutobi fan. I mean, third Hokage fan. I'm sorry, but this man's a beast, okay? This man is a goddamn beast. That's all I gotta say. I mean, first of all, where do I begin? He knows all 5 chakra releases: earth, wind, water, fire, lightning. Yes, the 5 elements and everything. He knows all the chakra releases. That's a thing for itself, which is like, damn. He knows all that. And I think it's been officially stated too that he was probably one of the strongest Hokage of his time, pretty much. Where there was a reason why he was old as fuck, and he was still kicking around and everything. Even after Minato died, he trusted him to lead the village again, which is like, wow, that's pretty big honor. And just another reason why I liked him so much is because you got to see he took time and went around to all the kids in the village and everything, including Naruto and Sasuke. Yes, he even went up to Sasuke a few times, talked to him. I think there was even a filler episode where he was talking to Naruto as a kid and everything, and joking around. And Naruto even didn't know he was the third Hokage. He was just acting like a normal guy. He didn't really act like a big celebrity all the time as the Hokage. He was just part of the village, and he set up the whole will of fire, which was a big major influence for all the characters in Naruto. That will of fire he set. And and man, he went out like a goddamn beast. He fought Orochimaru, who is a beast of his own and everything, which was a pretty good fight. Probably one of my favorite fights in the Naruto series, where he went up against the reincarnated puppets of the first Hokage and the second Hokage, which is no easy task, and he whooped their ass. I mean, he took damage, but he kicked some ass. I mean, that's what I'm saying. And he went full out, and that was a worthy last battle he did, where he fought to the death. He even used the Reaper Death Seal, which in itself is just amazing. He did some damage to Orochimaru in that series, which pretty much affected Orochimaru through the rest of that series. I think it was like during the 4th Great Ninja War he got his arms back, because in the anime, he used the Reaper Death Seal, which cursed Orochimaru's body, where he couldn't use jutsu anymore, which was pretty big, and he even died from that. So yeah, that's just what I'm saying. I mean, he could stand up to two of the strongest Hokage that ever existed and live until he died fighting one of his own students. I mean, he's been around forever. He taught Jiraiya and Nasani and everything he knew. And, he set a pretty good influence for the rest of the series. He had a lot of historical things, and that's what I liked about the third Hokage. Just, such a good character, I think. He was a really good character. I liked what he did, and, he was the first Hokage we've ever seen in the series, so that tells you one thing. Now, we're going to move on to the number 1 spot, which is my boy, Hoshirama motherfucking Senju. That's right, guys. Hoshirama Senju. I only know like 2 of my friends who really like Naruto, and what they've asked before was like, man, what would be a jutsu you would get if you lived in the world of Naruto? I'm like, nigga, I'm picking wood style. That's why I'm saying, like, man, I'm picking wood style. Wood style is where it's at. Okay, wood style is so that you can like create houses, which we've seen with like Yamato, where you could create a house. It's pretty much kind of like a Green Lantern ring in the DC universe, where you can like, it's the only thing limit is your imagination with wood style. But anywho, back to Hashirama before we get completely off topic. But Hashirama, it's just, we wouldn't have the Hokage or Konohagure or the Elite Village without Hashirama. Let's just be honest. He's the one who set everything up from the beginning. We wouldn't have all this shit if we weren't for him. And, we wouldn't have, the rivalry between the Uchihas and the Senju and the Uzumaki clans and all that. We wouldn't have all this if it weren't for Hashirama. He was the foundation that built everything up from there. Besides the Otsutsukis, which, I don't know. The Otsutsukis are okay. I don't know if I'm ever going to really discuss them. But anywho, it's basically just, his historical influence was still there. Him and Madara at the final valley, they had statues put up. What they did, statues. That's how you know how legendary that fight was and everything. They had a huge fight that set up the final valley. I know that was kind of redundant there, and he just had a better overall nature compared to his brother Tobirama, and Tobirama is his younger brother, so you can kind of expect Tobirama was kind of jealous because Hashirama, he was cracking jokes and everything. He wasn't so uptight and like there was no stick up his ass or anything. He was always kind of happy go lucky and everything, but when you mess with him or the Senju clan, boy, you're in for some work because he will whoop your ass. Like, seriously, man. That was kind of funny because I saw the fight between Hashirama and Madara, which is probably hands down probably second best fight in the entire series. Everything is just, and then it gets into, and it kind of affects the bullshit with the the Hashirama cells, because good lord, we hear enough about the Hashirama cells already. We're still hearing about the Hashirama cells in Boruto. In fact, I'm gonna stop saying Hashirama cells because damn. But it was pretty big. All those cells created the Zetsus and everything, and when he just his wood style, he was like the first character we've ever seen with wood style, and like probably the last besides Yamato, because Yamato was had Hashirama cells inside. I promise I'd stop saying Hashirama cells. I pretty much lied. I'm sorry, but Yamato had the Hashirama cells within him, and that's how he was able to use wood style. But Hashirama himself, that was his power. He could use wood style and everything like that, and he created huge conjure. I mean, probably one of the coolest jutsu I have ever fucking seen in the Naruto series was the Senju. It's Sage Art Shinsu Senju, veritable 1,000 arms, where he pulled out like this big like Buddhist like thing and everything with like his hands and everything, with like a big I don't know how to describe it. It's like a giant Buddha with 1,000 arms, and it would just lay fucking hands on your ass, man. I mean, that's what happened with when Madara and took over the Nine Tails. Not even the Nine Tails could stand up to Hashirama's wood style. That's how you know that he was probably the strong. There's a reason why he was called God of all Shinobi. and everything. It was just, man, and we don't even know how he even got his Sage mode. He probably has one of the strongest Sage modes in the series, where he can even do more with the wood and everything like that. But yeah, I'm just saying, and that's why Hoshirama, in my opinion, is the greatest Hokage that existed. Just overall, he set the foundation for pretty much everything else that came along. So that's my list, guys. I know it was probably a long ass video. I don't know how many people are gonna watch it, but yeah, that is my list from least to greatest Hokage in the Naruto series. So hope you guys like and subscribe and watch more Dr. Senpai. Fuck off. See you guys later.